Our stoneware crystal glazes are a unique line of glazes that consist of a base glaze with the addition of glass aggregate. These glazes do not require any sort of fancy firing schedule or anything to produce the beautiful variation that is characteristic of these products. Our stoneware crystal glazes have a variety of performance characteristics ranging from a matte finish with stable blooming crystals to a translucent and mobile performance. Our stoneware crystal glazes offer a variety of base glaze and crystal combinations. Some tips and tricks for using our stoneware crystal glazes are finding out what the base glaze is. So all of the base glazes for our stoneware crystal glazes are going to be listed right on the label. When you first get your jar of stoneware crystal glaze, you're going to have a large concentration of crystals at the bottom of the pint. So we're going to want to thoroughly mix those crystals into your glaze. So we'll want to remove our heat sealing. So I'm going to take a spoon to scoop these crystals out of the bottom, and that's going to help incorporate them into the rest of the glaze. And the actual crystals are going to be these little, almost pebble-like things in your glaze. So don't be worried if there's little pieces of stuff in your glaze. So once you've mixed your crystals in, it's helpful to give your glaze jar a nice shake to help evenly distribute the crystals. And once you've shaken it up, you are ready to apply your glaze. Some of our glazes have larger crystal particles which can fall to the bottom of your pint of glaze. If you're having trouble loading enough crystals onto your piece, we recommend pouring the glaze out onto a plate so that you can pick up your crystals individually. The glaze that we're using here, which is sandstone, has smaller crystal particles, so that's not necessary for that particular glaze. So we'll go ahead and apply that here. We'll put one coat on our tile. And you can see there are little pieces of stuff in the glaze, which is that glass aggregate that will fire and form those beautiful crystals that we have. As you're applying our stoneware crystal glazes, we recommend to pay attention to the crystal loading that happens. So if you have 3 coats of a glaze with heavy crystal loading all the way to the bottom of your piece, it's likely that you'll experience some sort of mobility with that heavy crystal concentration near the bottom of your piece. So if that's the case, we recommend removing some of those crystals or perhaps even receiving the coats near the bottom of your piece to avoid any possibility of glaze runoff due to heavy crystal loading. And here we are adding our second coat to our sandstone glaze. Really layer those crystals on there. Here we're going to apply our third and final coat of glaze, leaving a little bit of space at the bottom to avoid overloading the crystals. We often get asked about the dinnerware safety of our stoneware crystal glazes, which they are dinnerware safe as long as you can adequately clean the piece in the dishwasher.